Welcome to East by West Farms. Here we grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Today, I'm going to plant some fruit trees from seeds.
They say the best time to plant a tree is 30 years ago. And the second best time to plant a tree is right now. This might come as a surprise to you, but here in Central Texas, the best time to seed a tree is in the middle of winter. And here's how we do it.
In front of me is a peach tree that I grow from the seeds. It's still in the pot because I want to make a bonsai tree out of it. The peach tree has lost all its leaves. It's in dormancy. We're actually in early January of 2023, and since a kind of weird time to plant seeds, the middle of winter is the best time to put the fruit tree seeds in the pot or in the ground. The reason is that most of fruit trees, especially the stone fruit, need to have a stratification period. That means it needs to go through some kind of cold and warm cycle, and some also need some freeze cycle. They don't want to just sprout when there's a good weather and then get hit by a deep freeze. So they actually have certain protecting mechanism that they want to go through certain cycles to make sure that the weather condition is right before they sprout. A lot of people suggest that you can do this kind of cheat the seeds by stratify that seeds in the refrigerator. That could be quite messy. So I actually like to do natural stratification. That means I put the seeds in the pot and then leave the pot out and then let nature do the work for me. Another reason to plant fruit tree seeds in the pot in winter is because of our Texas weather. Usually we have a pretty mild winter and relatively short spring followed by a long, brutal summer. If you plant the tree in the ground in spring, there's not enough time for the seedling to establish roots and so that it can survive the summer. Usually it's recommended that you transplant the fruit trees in the fall. By planting the seeds in a pot in winter, you will get the seedling to sprout in spring, but you can put it in a shaded area or a protected area and let it grow its roots through the summer. So you can transplant the seedlings in the fall. That gives it enough time to establish the root. And usually winter here is relatively mild. So if you don't get a deep freeze, then the plants will continue to grow roots through the winter and get ready for spring and the summer. I had some plum from some friends. I don't know what kind of plum this is. I like the taste of the plum, so I saved the seed. And this is actually, she grown the plum, so I know it's going to grow well. Over here, I have some jujube seeds. These are the seeds I collected from jujubes I got from the store. I have multiple times tried to seed jujube trees and never succeeded, but I'm not giving up and I'm going to give it another try. I'm going to plant the seeds in two ways. Well, one way, I just put the seeds in there and cover it with soil and then leave it out for the nature to stratify it and see if in spring I will get a plum tree. A lot of times for some seeds, you need to scarify it. What that means is basically you want to crack it so that the water can get into the seed. I'm going to just use a plier and trying to crack it without completely destroy it. The other plier works better. This one, it's not. I'm just going to use a wire cutter to nip it the edge off. I can see that the seed is still intact, so that's what you want. Or you can use a hammer to kind of crack it and then put it in there. And then all you need to do is get some soil to cover it. To plant the fruit tree seeds, I'm just going to use the compost. There are two different types of compost. To the right here are the less compost cedar mulch, and to the left here is cedar mulch mixed with native clay soil, but it has been composted for quite some time, and so it feels more like a garden soil. What I would do is use a big pot, a tall pot like this, and fill the bottom using the cedar mulch, and then cover that with the more decomposed soil. So I create a layer of this cedar mulch at the bottom that helps the drainage, because the native clay here sometimes can hold water very well. The seed will sit on top. By the time that the seed grow roots and reach the bottom should be completely decomposed. And so then the nutrient will be available for the fruit tree to grow. What I essentially did is created a micro hugelculture in this pot. In this video, I planted some fruit trees from seeds using two methods. One is just plant them in the pot and let the nature do the stratification for us. And another one, I scarified the seeds, and hopefully that will give it a jump start on sprouting. All we need to do now is wait and see whether they will sprout in spring. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumb up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it down below. If you have not done so, please hit the subscribe button to follow our journey with the East by West Farms.